Hello, I'm Lauren Ebeck, and welcome to my channel. So my channel is See It, Believe It, Be It, and it's to show women 30 to 60 how to have more time and money. But more importantly, in order to do that, you need to be able to have self-belief. So one of the things that I would like to talk about today is unbelievable results once you unlock the power of your self-belief. And I'm going to give you tips on how to do that. Because most of the world, 99% of the world does not believe in themselves. Why? Because either in childhood we were told we weren't good enough. And in fact, the sole reason why women and men are driven, the sole reason why we're driven is because we want to prove we're good enough. I didn't start off having self-belief either. So we want to prove to ourselves that we have that we are good enough and that we can do it and that we can accomplish anything we want to, right? So let's talk about this. So the first thing I want to give you is a quote that I fully believe in, all right? One of the things that we have to think about is changing our stinking thinking. And we all have stinking thinking. Yes, it's true that you have 60 to 80,000 thoughts that run through your mind, okay? So your thoughts create your feelings, which modify your actions, which create your results. Great quote, and I got that from Jordan Levesque. So thank you, Jordan Levesque. Let me give credit where credit's due. So in fact, she believes in some of the same stuff that I'm going to share with you, because one of the things that really helped me was I needed to dive into personal development. That doesn't mean you have to run to a therapist. You can do podcasts. You can read books. You can do YouTube videos. There's many things that you can do, but you got to change your stinking thinking, okay? Thoughts become things. Let me give you the number one biggest tip. The biggest tip that I have for you today is, who do you surround yourself with? You know, if you're with people who are complaining all the time, who see things as never working out, seeing things as a lack, and especially whether or not you have a job or you're an entrepreneur or network marketer, you know, and I have a full-time job, so I teach. So I have to be very careful who I hang with in that faculty lounge. I have to be very careful in my network marketing, what I convey to my team, you know, because complaining about things, as Jordan says, is just a luxury. You know, we complain about stuff that we shouldn't be complaining about, but that's another video for another day. All right, so what we want to do is shift our consciousness. One of the things that I can tell you and promise you is that if you do shift that consciousness, you will have results in all areas of your life. And it's unbelievable how far I have grown and where I have come today. All right, so again, we got to change that stinking thinking. So who are the 5 people that you hang with? And does your crowd of people support you? Are they there cheering you on, looking out for your success, supporting you no matter what decision you make? Or are they tearing you down? What kind of energy do they bring to the circle? So you need to look at your circle of friends. Now, you can't always change your family, for example, right? So maybe you can't, you know, maybe you have to go to that family function. Or like me, when my sisters call and people call and they say to me, "Oh, Lauren," and they start whining and complaining, or they say, how come you're not a billionaire yet, blah, 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 whatever it is. You can easily get off the phone by saying you've got a meeting to attend, you've got work to do. You can put the space, you can create more space between you and your family. Or even if it's some of your friends who you want to keep as friends. Again, it's not that you have to totally cut everything off. Just put distance between them and work on your mind, okay? One of the things that I like to do, I like to work with visualization. So I like to sit quietly. I meditate for 15 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes at night. And I like to visualize, where do I see myself? And if you have a hard time with visualization, take a journal and script it. Write out in the morning or at night, where do you see yourself? Where do you want to be? All right, because these things are pretty important. The other thing that I've done is I've taken some sticky notes and some cards, you know, and I'll just take a sticky note, different colors like blue, pink, right? And I'll take these sticky notes and I'll write out an affirmation, you know, like I am a magnet for money, or I am a magnet for a soulmate. and I put them where I can see them. So that would be on the cupboard door in front of the toilet, right? Because I'm usually going to the toilet in the morning and in the afternoon or at night, right? So you go several times a day. But I would put it there. I put them on the refrigerator. I put them in my car so I can see them. Sometimes on my mirror, but then obviously I have to remove them from there, so you have to be a little bit careful with that. But I have them in different places, like on the back of the door to the garage where I exit to go to my car. So put affirmations and make sure they're relevant. And if you have a hard time, some people say, well, I can't write down, I am in a beautiful relationship when I'm not. But you can take a step towards that. So try to write out don't even try, write out, we get rid of that word out of our vocabulary. Write out an affirmation that says, I am now open to a beautiful relationship with a soulmate who is going to treat me like a queen or a king. So try writing out that way so that you can take baby steps and set yourself up for that. The other thing that I think is highly important that goes along with your friends and surrounding yourself with people and things, don't watch the news. Oh my God. I mean, I have to screen the news because I teach, and I teach science for a living. I'm a college instructor, right? So I teach about the human body. I teach about COVID. I teach about all those things. So what I do is I will actually screen what I'm looking for. I'll quickly view the headlines and then just look at those items and nothing else. But if you start watching all the shootings, all the stuff, it will really take you down. And remember that with news, 50% of it is not always true. So there's a lot of it that is mistaken unless you watch it enough so you can catch up 7 days later on them apologizing for whatever mistakes that they make. It's not that they do it on purpose, but you get the point. The news is really, really terrible. So I don't watch the news. In fact, I don't watch TV. I don't watch a lot of those shows where people take you down and where people are telling you that you're not good enough, or there's all those different, like Kardashians, I don't know. There's all those different shows that everybody else loves to watch and think they're fantastic. And I challenge you to look at what's negative and what you're putting up here. Because again, it is all about what you're doing up here. One of the things that helps me out tremendously is at night, I like to journal and write out what I'm grateful for the day. What am I grateful for that happened to me during this day? Same thing for the morning. My morning routine, I like to think about, why am I grateful for this day? One of the things that Jordan Levesque reminded me of was, she reminded me that I need to be grateful every day for the fact that I wake up alive. I might not look at folks, by the way, but I am 59, turning 60. I am so grateful for every day that I am alive. Most of my biological family is dead, and that's going to be in another video that I'll share with you at some point. But I'm trying to share with you, I'm sharing with you today what is going to give you unbelievable results, and that's self-belief. And how do I believe in myself? Affirmations, visualization. If you want to, you can create a vision board. You should if you don't have one, because one of my vision boards led me to this beautiful house on Lake DeBay that I live in, right? And so, except next time I need to say I want a house on the lake and not by the lake, because I'm by the lake and I have a dock, but I wasn't specific enough, but I still got it, okay? So that was really, really, really good. So vision boards help, affirmations help. Again, a lot of personal development with podcasts, meditations. There are some really fine meditations that I go to sleep with and listen to reprogram my mind. Another thing that I find that is extremely helpful is that if you have somebody who you can't forgive, who you think absolutely, absolutely did you wrong, and I've taught this for a long time, I have a 7-page letter, although what I would recommend for you all is just take a journal and write a couple of pages. Just write out, pour your heart out on paper as to why you don't want to forgive them, why you're upset at them, everything that they did to you. Pour out those emotions. And then I like to take it outside and burn it under a full moon with a ceremony of a release ceremony, sending it to the heavens or to the universe, whatever your beliefs are. That works really, really well. And many of my women have come back and thanked me for that release letter, that forgiveness letter that has helped them to send things off into the atmosphere under a full moon. So again, gratitude helps, affirmations help. I'm looking at my notes, visualization helps. One of the biggest things that really helps too is if you say you're going to do something, you need to be able to follow through with it. You need to have integrity, because when we don't follow through with something that we say we're going to do, that definitely will damage your self-belief and your self-esteem, because you're letting yourself down, So watch your words. And be light on yourself, guys, because we have been programmed to do this for years. So don't beat yourself up when you catch yourself doing it. The goal is to retrain your brain, develop better habits, and to then believe in yourself. And when you shift that whole consciousness, I call it shifting your mindset. When you shift your mindset, you will shift your reality, and you will see things in a new light, and things will start to come in and happen, and people will collaborate with you. I fully believe what you put out comes back to you, and that's why I was so happy to find, and I do a lot of mentoring, and I get coaches, like Jordan Levesque is one of my coaches. She's awesome. She has the same beliefs as I do, and she's here to serve others. So I am super, super happy with that. But let me point out, this is not something that you're going to resolve overnight. So my biggest advice is that you want to do this every single day. This becomes an every single day thing, and it becomes good habits. Just like brushing your teeth, it becomes good habits, all right, that you're going to do. To shift your mindset, to be able to believe in yourself, to have a better life. I know that there are things that have happened to people. And I know that there are people who will say, well, Lauren, what about my being raped? Or what about deaths? I had 5 deaths last year, by the way, folks. 5, not 2, 5. And people will say, what about those? How do you get through those? And by the way, in 2011, that's going to be another story. My identical twin was murdered. Yesterday was the anniversary of my identical twin being murdered. How do I get through that? One, it's because of my beliefs. It's because I believe that I'm meant to live for the both of us, my identical twin and myself. I believe I'm out here to serve women and to help as many as I possibly can. So it's my outlook and view. How did I change that? I changed my thoughts. I really worked on reprogramming my mind, which is possible. How did I do that? I listened to my podcast. I've done personal development every day, all kinds of different podcasts, books, and things. I have coaches. Life coaches. And yes, I have paid for coaching because I think it's highly important. So those are some tips and things that I have done that have jumped me ahead so that I have gotten some really unbelievable results to be where I want to be. I live in a beautiful house. I have 2 Labradors. You can have what you want to have. It will come to you, but you've got to get rid of the thinking, because otherwise you'll negate it. Because we draw to ourselves. It's like a magnet. We attract what we put out. So if you're putting out the negativity, that's all you're going to see. So if you want to attract a better life, then you've got to bring it in. I'm hoping that these have definitely helped. I think prayer helps. Whether you're praying to the universe or to God, and I believe in God and my angels, I think prayer really, really, really helps. And so I do that. I also am huge on, once you have self-esteem and love yourself, you're not going to be critical of another person, and you're not going to reach out to hurt somebody. Okay? I always tell my students, it's somebody who's insecure, who's hurting, that has to come out and lash out at you or say something negative. I have a lot of haters that will come on, and I'll see that here as well. But all you need to do is be mindful of what your words are, and watch what you say, and change those thoughts carefully, okay? And watch how you speak, because that's part of it. You can't run around saying, I'm bad at this. All men are bad. I'm never going to find the love of my life. I've already done that. So you got to watch those words, because again, you are attracting what you put out there. And words are highly important. They're just as important as the thoughts, and they actually come from those thoughts. So change your thoughts, change your language. Change your thoughts, change how you speak, change your commitments and what you say that you're going to do and follow through. And along with that, be responsible and accountable. That doesn't mean to beat yourself up. That means to take responsibility, because you have the power to change whatever you want to change. You can come from it in an empowerment. My goal is to empower women to believe in themselves and know that they can change things. Okay? So those are some of the things that I hope will help you out and will give you unbelievable results. But it's about unlocking the power of self-belief. You will absolutely be amazed at what this does for you, just like I was. So with that, I will do more videos. Feel free to follow me, subscribe, hit that subscribe button, follow me for more information and more tips on how to change that mindset and how to believe in yourself. So happy St. Patty's weekend.